Hello, everyone. How's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's resume our complete beginner's guide to Manor Lords, shall we, as we continue to learn and explore the game. So you can see here that we're in February. We're slowly trying to turn ourselves into a settlement. We are actually a large village that can make money because with trade, we'll be able to do a lot of work. So we are getting clay, and eventually we're going to start making some roof tiles. Those go under the construction tab here, and we can sell those roof tiles. Now, upgrading to a higher level church is a good idea to give them the needs, fulfills 2 levels of faith for residential requirements, which, should, it boosts favor. So that, like, in a backward way, what we can do is boost the favor of everyone with a better church and then take it back away for, like, a net gain of 0 by raising taxation, which will then allow us to mobilize some more forces to go and take out some of these bandit camps in the area. So the trading post right now, we don't really need to order a new horse per se at the moment, but I do want to save up enough money to buy this roof tile route so we can make sweet amount of cash on that. So we do have the 2 families here, and you can see the mining pit is getting some clay. And how is the furnace going? They've got 3 tiles made already. So that looks pretty good. The food is scary. Like, 5 months is still fine, but we definitely want to pump the brakes on letting anybody else move in until we get that increased. Okay, so you see how resources have been stolen by local bandits. They stole 12 berries and 6 leather, which is that's painful. And if we look at the map, you could see that there are bandits over here, and we want to take them out. That's another reason we want to get rid of these jerks. So that hurts. How are we doing on these sheep? The pasture has 4. How are we doing on wool? Have we produced any yet? I'm going to actually change this to just total goods. No, we don't have any wool yet. So maybe the sheep have to, like, mature a bit or grow a bit. And we're just going to wait. We've got 7 roof tiles. So in a moment, I will upgrade the church. Now, we have this one family that's unassigned, and I'm just kind of leaving them out there in case I want to do any construction projects. But currently, I'm doing no construction, so I think it's worth our while to just go ahead and go here, and we're going to build another mining pit over there. And we'll build the road and just kind of, just run it up to this mining pit. There you go. That way we could start getting steel. Eventually. Goat's doing its thing. And them taking the berries actually really hurt us. It's sad. But we're not dead yet. We're going to speed it up here, and eventually these berries will grow again. And what I'd like to do is, let's see, what supplies do we have? Okay, we have 15 roof tiles, which is enough now to upgrade the church. So we're going to do that immediately. And then I'm going to go to the trading post, and I'm going to look at trading. We're exporting stone. I might roll back to like 80 stone surplus. How are we doing on planks? We only have 20 because we built that. That's fine. I I don't want to sell any food. Crafting. We've been selling firewood. We sell excess dyes. I don't think we have that many dyes, though, do we? How many do I have? 10 exactly? Yeah, we're fine. We could open up a major trade for leather if we really wanted to, but we're not getting a ton of leather, and we use that for clothing. So I'm just going to kind of sell a little bit more stone at the moment. And what we want to do, we got a new message. Raiders are near. We've received reports of a band of raiders roaming the nearby lands. Should we track their steps? Yes. So we can track their movement, which means we're prepared for their attack. And they're going to attack in a year. So that's actually not that big of a deal. Another ruler's army was sighted. So if you see them, here's the ruler's army right here. What this unfortunately means for us is they're way over here. Now they're sending in their forces. They're probably coming to crush some of these bandit camps and get the renown for that. So we'd really, really like to do that ourselves if possible. The mining pit is done. New mercenary camps available. Yeah. We got another family, which, you know, isn't great for our food situation. But in trade, we have exactly enough to establish a trade route for roof tiles. So I'm going to buy this. It's expensive. We spend all of our wealth on this, but if we do this, then we're going to click on desired surplus here. We're going to export roof tiles, and currently my desired surplus of roof tiles is going to be 4, because I want to make money. Actually, I'm just going to say 0. I want to make money back immediately. Okay, it's March. So now the berries are growing back in. So by the time we starve, we should get enough food from berries. Now I'm going to speed it up and see how many roof tiles can we make. We have 13, 14. How much clay do I have? 15. Okay, good. I'm going to put this other family to work on the mining pit right now. And we're going to speed it up. Now, what about wool? We finally got a wool. We have 7 hides and a leather. So what this means is we need somebody back at the tannery. So I probably will peel off... Oh, I have somebody at the oven. Dear God. Okay, that was a mistake. You always got to check where you put these people. Yeah, we don't have any goods to do anything with at the oven. So I'm going to kick them off so that... Oh, and it's March, so we need to get a family down here planting and plowing and stuff. So I think what I'll actually end up doing then is... Let me see, where is everybody at? We'll put somebody back on picking berries when it's time, but it's not actually time yet. I'm going to take somebody off of the mining pit and just throw them onto the farmhouse for now. You can kind of just like, they only have to work the farmhouse for a bit to get that plowed, but we definitely want to get that in. Now, we have policies available. So in my experience, if you go to you click on your town name at the top center of the heads-up display, you go over to policies, and you get these policies up here, which is the hunting ground, the fasting. Now, I do not have a rich hunting ground deposit, so that policy doesn't really apply to us, which is that wild animals breed twice as fast if it's rich, but the crops grow at a reduced rate because basically the extra animals are like eating your crops, I think is the way I understand that. Now, strict fasting would mean that we get more food, but it decreases approval. We could do this if we had to, but right now these are too much of a downside. I don't need those, so I'm just going to kind of set it like this at the moment. And let's see here. We're going to... How many roof tiles are we up to? 18. Fantastic. I'm going to speed it up. As soon as berries actually start coming in, we will be putting people on gather. We finished a clothing stall. That's for the wool. You can see our approval now is 55. And somebody came in and they bought something for 4, which, okay, fine. But there should be a dedicated trader coming in to buy roof tiles, which will give us a nice little boost of money, eventually. So now you can see the family is out here working on the field. I'm actually going to take away a family from the clay furnace, and I'm going to put a family onto this farmhouse. This field is enormous for just one family, so we can get it done faster if I send another family over here to get it planted so that it has enough time to grow in. Oh, berries. Okay, so now we've got berries. So what this means is we are going to take away a family from the storehouse and put a family on the forager hut just like that. Start getting some berries in here. My God, we're dying. Oh, look at that. 80. Right there. So people bought a bunch of our roof tiles. Now we're talking. Okay. So now we got a little bit of cash from the roof tiles, and we can use this. We're up to 18 treasury wealth, which is okay. But we could start using that money to do things like this. So I have this burgage plot level 1 right here. Now I can expand this if I want, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to go to this narrow one. I'm going to click on backyard extension, and I'm going to build a chicken coop so that we can get some eggs in here. You could see that, like, we really don't have any eggs. And on this one, I'm going to build a vegetable garden. I'm spending money. I know that, you know, we want some tier 2 labor, but right now I'm trying to help us out with food. So that looks pretty good. All right, we're going to speed it up. So they're getting this big field done. It's got 36%. Another ruler's army was sighted. We can look at them. And you could see, yep, indeed, what I feared. The enemy is moving in. There is a raider camp over here that we could try to take out. And usually, in my experience so far, what the computer will do is, like, you could see their armies. There's their units here, and this gives you a feel for like how big of an army you might need. They have 2 full brigades of 36 units, and they've hired mercenaries. They've hired the Battle Brothers, which is awesome, and they're moving in to this camp. Now, what the enemy AI does, at least in my experience, is they will rout the enemy and get the renown or the influence, but they won't claim the camp, which we're going to do to get some cash. So I'm going to zoom back in. Let's push T to go to our town center. Zoom back in. Speed this up. And hopefully we could start gathering berries. A bandit camp was sighted. This is actually great news. So this means that they built a new bandit camp. You can kind of click on this and see where it is. It's right above us. So as long as the computer doesn't take this out, you can see right here, here's all the bandits. And, you know, this is how many there are. So once we get enough money to hire, like, a group of mercenaries, we could send them out. Well, let's just price it out. I'm going to push V, I'll push plus, and I'll go to the right for hire mercenaries. You can see we could actually hire this group of local thugs for really, really cheap. And it'd be 1 full unit and send them out. But this is not, like, enough, in my opinion, to guarantee that we take it. It might be, but it doesn't feel super strong. Now, another thing you want to pay attention to when you're hiring is where they arrive. So these guys will arrive in, for example, Hofstetten. So if I go to the map and I look at Hofstetten, that is over here. So like the mercenaries will arrive over here and they'll have to walk all the way to us to get to us, but you can give them commands before then. But if you want to target like this area, you want somebody who is going to come in from close by, if possible, to beat the computer player to that bandit camp. Another thing that's important to note, in my experience, if you have your mercenaries walk through territory that's been claimed by the AI, they do not consider that an act of hostility. They don't openly attack you for doing that. Maybe if their army is there, but they don't like say that you've declared war by just walking through our borders. They do not. You don't get in trouble for that, as so far as I've experienced. All right. So let's see. Let's try to make this number larger, shall we? 57% approval is actually phenomenal. 99 cash. How many tiles do I have? 10. Good. We've got iron ore. Okay, great. So now we're stockpiling iron ore. So it's probably time for us to process that. Now this stonecutter camp, I can just demolish this because there's no stone. So I'm just going to get rid of it and get some construction resources back. Now granted, you don't get them back instantly. Like the construction stuff is set on the ground here and your people have to come by and pick it up, but still, better than nothing. Okay, we're up to 102 wealth now. And that's after buying some extensions. You can see that our food, we've got veggie. All right. And then I'm going to go to construction. And let's go to industry. And let's probably just throw in a bloomery so that we can process this iron ore. We'll put it right there. Did they finish that church yet? All right. I'm going to pump the priority on the church. So there they go. Okay, so you see how it says Waldbrand is being claimed. And this region is being claimed by the yellow player. And you can go out and you can look at it. And you can see... let's see. This one right here. They're claiming this big tile right here, which is a shame because there's that brand new bandit camp right there that we kind of wanted. But there's really nothing we could do about it unless we wanted to dispute this on the battlefield. I obviously am not in position to do that, so we're just going to have to let the computer take that, which stinks, but we'll get them in the end. At least that's our plan. I mean, big talk, right? Oh, look at that. We just sold 80 more of roof tiles. So we've almost sold all of our roof tiles. And we have 21 clay left, but that's great. So we've kind of pulled out of a nosedive on food, and we're making money by selling roof tiles. We bought that trade route. It's paying off. And at this point, we can start buying things within the town that will help us out. So, for example, you know, we do have the opportunity at this burgage plot level 2 to throw something in. We could get goats if we want clothing. Now, I can make... I could turn this into a blacksmith if I want. And we could make tools and spears and sidearms. And this would allow us to outfit our army as well as maybe sell some stuff. So I'm okay with doing this, okay? Now, but what that means is we're going to lose some labor, because that family will be taken out of the pool. So what we need to then do is look for, where do I have like some extra family working that doesn't need to work? I'm going to kick one family out of the farm. And that is because this is almost done. They're almost done plowing this massive field. Okay, new mercenary companies are available. We're up to 28 cash, so you can always just check who's available. Who can we get? Well, only the local thugs. However, even though we can only get the local thugs, you know what? It looks like... Well, here's the enemy's army. I can't tell. Let me click on this camp and just zoom in. Are there still jerks at this camp? No. No, wait, yes. Oh, God, yeah. Okay, so there's plenty. What about this camp? Is there anyone surrounding this camp? Yes, 1 million. Okay, so sometimes in my other game, I was able to snipe some camps that the enemy AI left behind, but they did not do that this time. So we're going to need actual forces if we want to capture anything, and that's fine. Okay, so production focused. Artisan workshops can sometimes produce multiple types of goods. To select what's being produced, click the General tab in the building panel. We got it. So, for example, at the blacksmith, we can click General and we could say, what do we want? Do we want, swords? We probably want spears to outfit our infantry because we don't have enough spears for everyone that we have yet. However, we might want to make tools to make some cash. So I'm going to put them on tools, but they can't really do much at the moment until we get the bloomery going. So it was premature to assign them to that because we don't have what we need. We finished the church. Great. Okay. So they'll get this done. Look at that church with the new roof tiles. Now that is something special. So these people right here, for example, you could see that their church level is being met. We would need another set of clothing, which we can get because we have wool, but we'd also need the tavern supply. Now you see we have 19 leather, 19 iron ore. So another way to make some cash, we could sell iron ore, like straight up, if we wanted to just go to trade and then go to crafting materials, and sell our ore right here, and it sells for 3 each. But if we instead sold commodities like tools, you could see you get 6 each for tools. It does require a root to sell it, which is 100, but iron doesn't. I don't think so. We could also sell the slabs for slightly more than the iron ore, but, if we wanted to just make a little extra cash, we could do that. Perfect. Ooh, we got 525 influence. Now that's because we built this church, I believe. So now we're almost getting enough influence to where we could claim something. And we could go to the manor and go to the castle planner and, throw in, a garrison tower or something like that if we really wanted to. Or a tax office to just boost up our area. But that's not what we're up to at the moment. I'm just going to close this. And we finished the bloomery. Great. So now what we want to do is get a family working on the bloomery. And I will. We have no free families, but that's okay. Let's see how we're doing. We've got 5 months of food now because we're collecting all these berries. Let me see where everybody is working. So, yes, we want people there. How is this going? Are they planting this? Let's click on the field. Yeah, you can see they're planting it. And then it just has to grow. And then as soon as they're done, by the way, you can see some of it's growing that's already been planted. As soon as they're done planting this, we kick these people off of this. We're up to 209 regional wealth. Okay, great. So this is almost done, completely done. Okay, So now we're going to take this family off of the field. We don't need them to work here. So what do we want people to do? I'm okay leaving a family free at the moment for upgrades and such. So we could start upgrading these burgage plots if we wanted. We can also throw in some other workers. So we have a free family. So what we could do is, if we wanted to, we could turn this into, for example, a tailor's workshop so they could start making clothing. So like if I look at this, I have 6 wool available. I have 0 yarn. But if we had a clothing shop, that would mean we're one step closer to supplying our tavern. The tavern we could build, but the issue with it is we don't have any alcohol. So we'd have to say, well, how do I get a booze? And we could bring in ale. It costs a ton to supply it. There used to be a trick with ale, I don't know if it's still in the game, where you could put 1 ale in the tavern and then shut it down, and it would provide the ale to people, but you wouldn't actually consume any ale. It's kind of a, cheap little tactic to get credit for that. But that is something that was at one point in the game. At least it was told to me by another player. I don't know if they've patched it out, but kind of a funny little thing that could happen. Now, we could start buying more sheep if we want to get more yarn. That's definitely possible. But I think what we want to do is, now that we actually have money coming in, now that we're able to, we've got the bloomery going, right? So they're making iron slabs. And if I look, we should be producing tools at some point. Where do those go? It's in construction? Yeah. So we're not making them yet, but if I click on the blacksmith and I go to general, you could see that they do have slabs now. So they're actually going to start making tools. So we can start, my point is, we could start bringing in more families now because the food is kind of pulling out of its nosedive, and so is our economy. And so we can throw more people into the mining pit down here, and then in the bloomery, and making roof tiles, so that we can actually get cash and then supplement any deficiencies we have with that money. We're up to 28 treasury, which means that we can consider hiring another group at some point, like some mercenaries, to take out one of these bandit camps. This area, I'd love to claim it. It's got rich animal deposit. It's got rich berry deposit. It's fantastic. It has a clay deposit. It has some stone. Very, very nice. It looks like the computer has gone through here and wiped out the bandits. So even though we're not getting the influence from doing that at the moment, another thing is, once we get enough food going, we could just turn on tithe and then start making influence by tithing a bit. All right, and you could see people came through and bought some stuff. Okay. And do I want to take labor out? Well, that's another thing. We want to start building burgage plots because we want to now make some of these people specialists. We have, you could see, a good amount of wool. I mean, a decent amount. We can make clothes with this stuff. We have an extra clay. Like, we have a surplus of clay and iron. And I could start selling that, actually. I can just go to trade and then go to crafting materials and then just say, okay, if I want a surplus of, I'm going to export clay, but I want a surplus of, like, if I have 30, you could sell it. It doesn't make you a lot, but it makes you something, right? And then we might want to make dyes. Again, are the prices on dyes still good? They're still good. And then iron ore. We can export iron ore as long as we have more than 25 and just start making a little bit of extra cash. Sweet. All right, everybody. Well, we're doing beautifully here. We kind of started stressing, but we shifted our focus, and now the berries are growing. and we're getting that coming back in. We've actually built a specialist, and so we're trying to make some tools. You can see we now have 6 tools. So we've actually made tools. We could start selling that. We probably want to buy a trade route to do that. And we've got these huge deposits of clay and iron that we're going to tap into to make us money so we can build an army and challenge the yellow player and also defend ourselves, because in 310 days, we will get raiders coming at us. I hope you're still finding this series to be useful and fun. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Take care.